Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3 SDR Province, blue team. D1ngus Khan is a Farseer support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. Looks like the same Han elite scheme recolored, like bronze-ish. Alongside is Stray as a brother captain, a durable hero. All good objects cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. Rounding off this team, Gomer Pyle is a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist who can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. The red team, some wayward Imperial guard here. Yazan Kiriel with a Inquisitor offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons alongside. Selos with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee with a refractor shield by default. We got the Armageddon Steel Legion here. Rounding off the teams, Taxfraud as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, up against a Lictor Alpha. That is a fun fight. Got double Termagants here. We got some CSM. Heretics on the Lictor Alpha, Hormagaunts on the CSM. There's a Doom Blast. Looks like Tyranids are going to come through this okay. Are the Heretics even going to survive? Okay, they got away. Hormagaunts also had to retreat though. Lictor goes after the Sorcerer. There's a Doom Bolts. Pretty good hit. That might have swayed it. That might have swayed it. Those Termagants have backed off a lot. Lictor Alpha has to retreat. They pulled it through with a good Doom Bolts and the isolation of the Lictor Alpha there. On the west side, Guardsmen are capping the VP. Contested victory point on his side, of course. Contested wreck point also turning red. And a Sentinel decapping stuff. Is it triple Guardians? It is triple Guardians for D1ngus Khan. Inquisitor maybe should get her Rosarius up so she can close in on melee a bit more effectively and tie up one of those Guardians. Brother Captain has to flee. Lord Commissar going for the Power Sword. Such a good weapon. Such a good weapon. Strike Squad into some more Stormtroopers for Stray. Into some Purgation now. Warrior Brood on the way for Gomer Pyle. Oh. Sentinel gone. Sentinel is down. I'm not sure what happened. I guess Guide and a bunch of Eldar Pew Pew happened. I'm not sure how they get caught though. Triple Guardsman for Selos. Grenades on the garrison. They survive it and then they flee. Now the Inquisitor comes over to try and get some revenge. Decent special but has to run. And this side might turn blue, but there's some support. Here comes CLOS. Or Selos, I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it. Flamer Guardsman in play. So they might be able to get onto the power if they can clear this Eldar out. On the east side, kicking off. Sorcerer getting tossed around, got flesh hooked, and then knocked over by the Warrior Brood. Warrior Brood have that passive little leap into combat. It's so useful. And they're providing a basic synapse now to these Termagants and these Hormagaunts. Hormagaunts with adrenal glands. Is there pheromone support? No pheromones yet. For the pheromone cloud, they're going to try and power bash while the Lictor decaps. Oh, you guys are bashing that, okay. In the mid, a bunch of Ordo Malleus stuff. We got some Purgation, some Strike Squad, and double Stormtroopers. Brother Captain trying to get back onto the field now. Heavy Weapon Squad setting up with a Heavy Bolter. Need to target the Strike Squad, I think. Might eat some grenades here. Yep, there's those impact grenades from the Stormtroopers. And the Heavy Weapon Squad flee. Bunch of las guns, but they're all getting suppressed by the Purgation's Incinerators. Strat Squad in melee. It's a lot of las guns to shoot through, to fight through though. Some Guardian support. Grenades going in. First one misses. Second one's pretty good though. Strat Squad make it out with no losses, and the Brother Captain's here to pick up some slack and chop through these Guardsmen, who are up to no good, hanging out with a Sorcerer. Never mind that Lictor Alpha. Shuriken Cannon catches the Inquisitor there. Doing some good work. Looks like blue team are going to take back the west side. Sorcerer is still down over here. I'm not sure how the Tyranids did on power. Was there a triple gens here? Raptors on the field now for Taxfraud. Probably worth getting Sword of Flame up if they can. There we go. If they can get the Sorcerer back. Been repurchased. Oh, they have Sword of Flame already. So they can put Coruscant Flame on the Heretics or maybe the Raptors before they jump in. Do some passive damage to nearby enemies. 398 to 500. Guide up on the Shuriken. Look at the range now. Starting ability of the Farseer. 30% more damage and range. Another heavy weapon squad takes the garrison. That's risky with all these grenades around, eh? These guys have slipped in. Oh, they don't have the energy to throw their grenade, though. A little bit tired. And they get caught by the heavy bolter. This can now get forward a bit. Shuriken catches the guardsman. Only suppresses one of them, though. Kicking off in the mid. Is that a pheromone cloud there? That was indeed a pheromone cloud. Debuffs enemies and allows you to reinforce. It's a really nice accessory. Raptors with that suppression on landing, that cacophony effect, messing up the stormtroopers there, making a big difference to Taxfraud's army. Strat squad getting too close to too many guns. There's Catachan Devils in play as well, and they would have messed them up with that much health. Catachans have power melee weapons. These are CLOSs. It's double shurikens for D1ngus Khan. One of them's in the garrison as well. I wanted to put these garrisons on this side to help you hold this area, but not have them in a really oppressive spot that's like right next to the VP. They can just about reach the VP to shoot at stuff there, usually. A heavy bolter or something. And of course, it's always a risk to have something in a garrison with grenades and other things. Nobody can cap the VP, though. That is a Basilisk Flare dropped in by CLOS from the global bar of the Commissar. Where is the Commissar, by the way? Oh, it's right there. Catachans with their grenade launcher barrage. Can they follow it up? Maybe, kind of. Yazan is here a bit. These guys need to push up slightly. 2v1 against D1ngus Khan. They need to be careful. Oh, they got some support coming in. Here's Stray's brother captain. Stormtroopers as well. Webway being utilized. Webway goes down, but everything got out of it, I think. Those shurikens got quite low. Oh, they mass retreated. That was surely a mistake. Some good impact grenades on those retreating guys. I don't think they meant to retreat all of that stuff over there. But Stray's still here. They've got their purgation. Where are the strike squad? Oh, back at base being all idle. Big retreat from the Tyranids. Uncle now trying to work on this eastern power. And they're on it, and they're getting the Icon of Tzeentch for the Curse of Tzeentch. Throw that on the Hormagaunts and try to focus them down. The Raptors are alive, by the way. Oh, double warriors for Gomer Pyle. Was that? What if that was intended? I remember the days of double Barb Strangler warrior broods back in retail days. That was fun to see. Manticore on the way for Yazan. Looks like Gomer Pyle is going to be the last player in Tier 1, although they are floating now. They could go Tier 2. Heavy Weapon Squad has pushed up aggressively. They're going to need to try and get around it. Great with mobility, of course, Eldar. They could be running into a pincer, though, if they come here. Stray got all the way through and capped the natural VP. That was well done. Level 3 brother captain is doing some good work. Worth getting the Nemesis Force Sword, I think, in a 3v3 scenario when a central player can buff so much stuff with it. I guess you can buff so much stuff with your starter We Are the Hammer as well, but the improved version is pretty damn nice. They might be waiting to see if there's Ogrins, though, and they want to get like an anti-melee weapon like the hammer or that halberd. Purgation barely making it out without a loss. We have an Inferno Pistol Inquisitor. Big damage per hit. 43 melter DPS, almost 43.5. And you get that Judgment, which is up on that Shuriken now, which is why it fled. And Commissar's going to get revived. Red team take their natural back. A hit on the power. Did some work. Having to rebuild the power there is Uncle, and Raptors have their aspiring champion. Oh, one of the warrior broods is down, though. And the Lictor Alpha went down as well. So that was a costly power bash. Oh, looks like it was Icon of Tzeentch. Uncle talking about a blue glow around the warriors. That's what Icon of Tzeentch does, and it explodes when you kill a thing. Grey Knight Dreadnought with plasma cannon. Wraithguard up for Dingus Khan. Can get the guide buff, of course, to make them even more terrifying. These guys with those powerful Wraith cannons, good damage to all targets, small area of effect, and they can suppress infantry. Very vulnerable in melee, which is typically how you want to deal with them. Try to get something in melee. Not always easy to do. Double Shuriken's going to be looking after him here. Some mines dropped in by CLOS. It's a red VP though. And CLOS is here with a bunch of guardsmen, and Ogryns are up. Going to get a bonehead leader. Brother Captain might respond with the hammer or something. We could also see the gravity blade, of course, from the Farseer. Another awesome anti-melee option. Plasma cannon with a good shot. Really good shot. I hope they can add the sound effect for the Dreadnought plasma cannon. It's really missing it, that wind-up sound. Wraithguard tearing through things. You can't suppress these guys. They can just walk up to your heavy bolter and do Wraith cannon things. Ogryns are in. And Ogryns are out. Yeah, there's 2 impact grenades they could eat. There's a bunch of plasma grenades as well. So it could be dicey for them guys to approach. Genes to the Brood on the field for Gomer Pyle. Melee superiority unit. Power melee DPS for days. And if they get Adrenal Gland Warrior Brood support for melee Synapse, they're even more terrifying. I don't have it yet. Anything we see for the Brother Captain? Nope, nothing for the Farseer either. I'm not sure if the Lictor had anything else aside from the Pheromone Cloud. Inquisitorial Mandate now for the Inquisitor. +3 speed and invulnerability for 7 seconds. And Stubbornness is in for the Lord Commissar. Fully kitted out Sorcerer now has Robes of Torment as well. Which is going to be very annoying for Gomer Pyle to deal with. Meanwhile, big fight brewing in the mid. Ogryns charging through. They might be able to get all the way through onto the VP actually, looking at the map. This has been decapped, retaken by Gomer Pyle. West side, what's going on? They have a decent line here. Oh, a slightly less decent line. Manticore just wiped out a Shuriken. But yeah, with Shurikens and that Chaos Dread, sorry, Grey Knight Dreadnought, Heresy, they have a decent line. Doombringer is in for the Farseer. Grenades mostly missed things, but they've scared off the heavy weapon squad, which did have an autocannon here. Big flank from Silos. Eats a plasma shot though. Ouch. Ogryns got messed up there. Really messed up. It might be worth getting Aura of Discipline instead. But do they want to replace Stubbornness? Stubbornness is so good. Inquisitor gets knocked over by the plasma cannon. They need to come in not quite so blobby there, CLOS. It's not easy to do though. Send something in to bait the plasma cannon shot that can take it. Maybe just like some guardsman or something. Hey, we got a Primaris Psycho. Awesome. We're already taking a bunch of damage. Has an area of effect, basic attack, and some good control abilities like Strip Soul that it starts with. Also starts with the telekinetic dome to help out the Ogryns maybe. Makes melee fights easier. Some repairs for the Grey Knight Dreadnought. Guardians helping out there. I'm not sure where the Stormtroopers are. Hanging out towards the mid. They can sense CLOS coming in. Ogryns need some healing though, eh? They're very low. Lord Commissar's got all the healing. He's still level 1, this guy. Tier 3 cancelled by Stray. Tier 3 is in for Dingus. Uncle is already there. Some posturing in the mid. I think CLOS can push this. Ogryns can't really be focused down that much by this stuff. Still no war gear for the Brother Captain. On the west side, Manticore coming in. Big damage hits to the Guardian weapon team, and they have to retreat. There's Doom on some guardsmen. Autocannon is getting shots. That shield is providing perfect cover, though. Oh, it's double autocannon time, is it? Yeah, they're not quite as good as the Chaos autocannons, but they're still pretty damn good. All the way through the mid here, CLOS. Ogren's doing some work. They're going to get the VP caps, I think. Ah, plasma cannon hits an object. Here come the Tyranids. Lots of fire hitting back at them. They do have Adrenal Gland Warrior Brood. And now Raptors come in. Gomer Pyle has to retreat. They do have Scything Talons for the Lictor Alpha. Good pressure here from the red team. They got the VP. Now they need to just not overstay their welcome. Maybe the Raptors could get onto the Dreadnought there. Alongside the Ogryns, maybe. Also, they want to smack through some guards on first. Ogryns are on it. They have heavy melee damage with those Ripper guns. They will tear through anything. And the Raptors have the heavy melee Demon Wall thing. Dreadnought's in trouble. Dreadnought is definitely in trouble. And that is subjugation on the Genestealers. That's rough. Gomer Pyle, yeah, needs to go tier 3. Needs to get Carnifexes and stuff, which is something the Sorcerer can't deal with as effectively. Down goes the Grey Knight Dreadnought. It did some decent work. Come on, says Stray. Maybe they were expecting a little bit more help, but Gomer Pyle had their own problems there. Some subjugated Genestealers. On the west side, it's turning blue. Did CLOS just get revived there? And look, they healed up immediately with Stubbornness. Level 5 Sorcerer. Warrior Brood retreat out just to get some health back, I think. Yazan trying to hold. Trying to not be pushed through all the way onto the power, I think. Wraith Guard are missing a model, which means they're missing a Wraith Cannon. Manticore destroys a shield only. What are these fellas up to? Looking for grenades? Yep, looking for grenades. They got one. Now the Wraith Guard trying to do some work. Is Guide going to come in? There's Hammer of the Witches. Oh, it's a big old time field. From the Armor of Resurian. There's Guide on the Wraith Guard now. A little bit late. Had to retreat out. Here comes Stray to pick up the slack though. Strat Squad with their Justicar and the Tones of Titan. There's that banishment. Well played. Showed up at just the right time, Stray. Would have lost the VP, I think, otherwise. Here comes CLOS. Ogryns need to get their bonehead leader back. And Lord Commissar needs to start pulling his weight in combat. Because they've invested in this Stubbornness. Instead of Aura of Discipline. So at the front of the army goes after the Brother Captain, it seems. Should be going after the Strat Squad, I think. Can they fight this? Strat Squad are off the field. Here's another Grey Knight Dreadnought, though, with a Plasma Cannon. And Plasma Grenades going in. Nasty, nasty stuff. They all retreated off. Ogryns barely got away. Wraith Guard. Taken out by the Psyker. Awesome. Oh, needs to be careful now, though. Might go down. Farseer is on him and does go down. A little bit sloppy there from CLOS. Seems like Gomer Pyle having some trouble fighting this Sorcerer. I mean, they're set up. They are set up so well to deal with this army. Got Subjugation. If they get through that, they can Chains of Torment. They can also switch to Curse of Tzeentch. They need a Carnifex rolling out. Here it comes. I would just get a Thorn back here. Well, they are up against the tank now. There's a Mark of Khorne Chaos Spread. Doom Bolts going in. Raptors doing so well with Coruscating Flame on them there. Slaughter popped by the CSM. Carnifex is going for Venom Cannon. Okay. They want to deal with that tank, I guess. I'll be able to get a few shots on it here. Needs to give it a move order and then give it an attack order again because it's in melee mode right now. There we go. Oh, Bioplasma, that'll do it. Did that hit? It did hit. Doesn't try to get more shots on though. Stray's Brother Captain getting the VP back. West side turns red. 306 to 223. What else we got going on? Stray hits tier 3. And they have the red to drop Paladins. Double D cannons for Dingus. Plague Marines for Taxfraud. And Bulgarins are in for CLOS. With those cool electrified... I think they call them slab shields in the lore. That's another obstacle for Gomer Pyle to overcome if they run into those guys, that big suppression field. Can they get it back? Maybe they're worried about the Manticore hitting them if they try to cap it. They're going for it. There's a decap attempt. Need to keep the D-cannons separate so one Manticore can't hit them both. A bit too close to each other for my liking, those D-cannons. Manticore's been used though, so maybe they can get in with something. There's a Hell Fury dropped in by Yazan. Oh wow, Singularity though. Messed up the heavy weapon squad a lot. Hell Fury, look at the damage the Hell Fury did to that D-cannon. That's a lot of damage. There's a D-cannon shot right there. Nasty damage over time. Oh, look at that shot. Ouch. Guide up on the Guardians, was it? Oh, I think it's emboldened. Hello, Chaos Pred. What are you doing here, buddy? I guess I'm shooting stuff. Okay. Here comes Gomer Pyle. Looking for that tank. Oh, Bullgrins can get on it, maybe. They get slightly more heavy melee damage when they got the Bullgrins load out. More health and some health regen and damage resistance and stuff. It's a nice upgrade for those fellas. Very, very pleased that we got it. Lehman Russ with a Vanquisher cannon. That's bad news for the Carnifex. Raptors could get on it as well. It's a risky jump. I need to wait for these guys to close in before they try to jump the Carnifex. Western VP turning blue. Where's the Manticore? It's waiting. Baneblade on the way for Yazan. Big fight brewing here. We'll see if Gomer Pyle commits. Looks like they're trying to get around the side. It left Stray alone. Like a stray. Now this Dreadnought's in trouble. Plague Marines need to move though. Chains of Torment goes in. Tank is just chasing down this Dreadnought. D-cannons need to sort themselves out. I'm not sure if they're actually set up because they were in the chains there. There's a big Purgatus from Yazan. Blue team did get the VP. Oh no, a Fire Prism. Need to keep that thing away from the tank. Should have shot the Raptors, I think, there because they're really low. Okay, they got rid of them. Tank's in a dicey spot now. Taking a few hits from the Fire Prism. Fire Prism's now giving chase. Has really long range. Doesn't seem like it wants to chase that much more though. Farseer now getting herself into trouble. Runs away. Commissar's back to his feet, level 2. It's a Land Raider Crusader on the way for Stray. Does not go for Paladins. Okay. Baneblade's almost out. Uncle has some Chaos Terminators now. Double Carnifexes for Gomer Pyle. I don't think they can withstand this firepower. No, they can't. Manticore takes out the webway though. I think blue team are going to take back this west side. Yeah, that can't reach the VP there. Meanwhile, towards the east side, Warrior Brood make it out. Oh, looks like they didn't quite reinforce. Oh, it's probably pheromones. Pheromone cloud. I will nuke 2, says Stray. 2? Second player, CLOS maybe? Baneblade is up. Bristling with guns. Demolisher Cannon, Mega Battle Cannon, Las Cannons, Heavy Bolters. It's got them all. It's having trouble pathing around though. Needs to face the VP. Oh, they stole the bunker. Can they get them out without destroying the bunker? Nope. But they did wipe those Guardians. Gonna need another bunker though if they want a repair bunker up. Piranha formation. Good time to push. Not only does it do big chunks of damage when these spires come up, but it also buffs your Tyranids for a time. It's quite a sizable buff, I think, as well. But the captain probably used We Are the Hammer a little bit early there. I don't think they got the Tyranids in it. And they go down. Bullgrins take a bunch of damage using use his shield there to suppress that Tyranid stuff. One of the Carnifex got very low. It's backing away. Warrior Brood wipe out. And here's that Land Raider Crusader. Got Hurricane Bolters on the side sponsons, Multi-Melter on top, and a twin linked Las Cannon. You can reinforce around it. And it provides a health and energy regen, which is nice. Sorcerer having a go, apparently. Level 7. Thinks they can melee a Land Raider. 2 tanks can definitely deal with it. I'm not sure if they're going to chase it all the way. There's some Tzeentchian worship. Also have the autocannon Terminators, of course. Land Raider survives for now, but it's really low. Needs repairs. Needs double Stormtroopers repairing now. There we go. Tyranids, of course, cannot repair, so they can't help with that. 234 to 166. The west side is red. Another Leman Russ for CLOS. Dingus. Double D cannons and double fire prisms. None of them have leveled yet, though. They did get some good hits on the Leman Russ. A little bit of a dink to the Chaos Predator too. Did they get double Venom cannons? They did. That's going to help them deal with those vehicles. I'm sure my suggestion of a Thornback would have just got destroyed. I just love those big old Thornbacks. Stray surely now looking for Paladins. They could do so much work here. They could drop them on the rear armor while those Carnifexes are shooting and stuff. Need some more resources first, though. Need some more requisition. Are they 650? I think they're 650. Shots on the Baneblade. Does have Doom on it there. Kicking off in the mid. Red team holding this line. There's an orbital. They still have the red for Paladins. It's a good hit. Not sure if those guardsmen will survive. Oh, some of them are level 4. I think they all survived it. Barely. 4 hit points on those guys, but they did survive it. Bullgrin's on the Carnifex. Tank getting shots as well. And now we have Melter Raptors. That Carnifex is done for. Bioplasma was a nice shot. A little bit late. Got some overcharged plasmas going in. But I don't know if the Land Raider can stick around here. That Carnifex is really low as well. Do have some Venom Brood now to help out with anti-vehicle. That's a rocket run. That's dicey. That might take out the Carnifex. Okay, Carnifex made it away. Yeah, I don't think that Land Raider should have pushed there. Goes down. That's a big blow for the blue team. Big blow. Can get Paladins up, but are they going to be alright? Because there is a Sorcerer, remember, they can get subjugated and chained and stuff. It's a tough spot to be in. There is a repair bunker up over here. Baneblade doing some work. Coming bottom says Uncle. By bottom they mean west side here, bots. Stormtroopers up for Yazan. Anti-armor. Well, not any kit yet. Dingus getting some late rangers on the field. Using them in their default loadout to debuff things, I guess. There's an Eldritch. And that could be the end of the Baneblade. Fire Prisms. Hey, are you shooting? There we go. Baneblade is down. Here's double Leman Russes, though. We threw everything top, said Stray. And still lost the bottom, they say. Pragmatic assessment from the brother captain there. Oh, look at that. Terminator's aggressive teleport. Fire Prisms both go down. Ouch. Big losses. Here's Paladins, I guess. One more roll of the dice. There they are. They're going to get Sorcerer, though. Yep, there's Chains of Torment. And there's Purgatus. I mean, yeah, that's a rough matchup to bring Terminator variants into. An Inquisitor and a Sorcerer. Victory at the end. They actually had less VPs, but they just... there was no way back there for the blue team, I don't think. Level 4 Farseer. A level 4 brother captain. Gomer Pyle's Lictor Alpha. Level 3. Had a rough time with that Sorcerer. I mean, it's a Sorcerer. Level 9 Inquisitor for Yazan. Level 3 Lord Commissar. And the Sorcerer got level 10 by the end. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.